Hello race fans, it's time once more to visit the Sandgroper Sim Racing Porsche Carrera Cup Championship for an early morning start in round 9, and this time they visit the John Hugenholtz creation in the Mie Prefecture. Suzuka circuit was developed by Mr. Honda as the Honda test track in 1962. This track is only one of 2 grade licensed 1 tracks to have a figure 8 layout. The track has seen 4 modifications over the years, with the first changes seeing the introduction of the Casio triangle and converting the Degnar curve into the Degnar curve. The famous 130R has always been in the mix and got its name from the radius of the turn being 130 metres. However, since the reprofiling in 2003, it no longer lives up to its name in reality, but only in notoriety. Qualification saw no real surprises this week up front, as the practice leader Leonard dominated with an impressive pole time. Aaron Cooper showed speed for second, just pipping out Watson for third. Lee Parsons again showed promise, and there will be some friendly rivalry with Clinton Parker when he gets back from his FIFO shift. The qualifying sessions certainly make for a tense 15 minutes as the field heads out trying to find open space. This week was decidedly easier with a large track like Suzuka, but as the drivers discovered, some tracks you still need a lot of talent. This round saw one of the smaller fields take the grid for the season, yet it still resulted in a solid turnout. Goes to show the dedication of the drivers in the series, and they're away when the green light drops. Leonard got a great start with Watson flying in behind, looking for the inside, swerving back to the out and relegating Cooper to third. Michael Neate got in action early, taking advantage of a sketchy start by David Cook to take a ding on turn 1. This pushed Cookie wide, and Parran, Neate and Cookie decided to have a tussle through the S's, and for the second week in a row, Cookie turns it in the first few corners. Here we see Michael Neate getting away from the line, but the same could be not said for Lewis Parran, who sent more smoke signals than a hippie on a Burning Man tour. Josh Doyle got a great jump and threaded the needle between Gavin Ninnis and Sean Red, and took it 3 wide to move up several positions from an unusually poor qualifying run. Still on lap 1, and Daniel Bailey put to rest all the talk about his most improved by deciding to turn left when he meant to turn right and slam his car into the fence just before the Degnar curve, sliding into the wall at the end of the grass. Spoon claimed its first victim as Lewis Parran came in a bit hot on lap 1 and thanked the track designers for giving him plenty of runoff area. To compound the issue, Lewis outbroke Pete Matthews into Casio triangle and also outbroke himself, touching the grass again as the red mist rose. Lap 2 saw Lee Parson taking the easy route through the Degnar curves by avoiding the tarmac completely. Interesting tactic that, let's see if it works out for him. This inserted him into a great battle between Gary Smollercombe and Josh Doyle, which provided a nice little clean battle all the way down to the Casio triangle, where Josh Doyle stuck the left tyres into the grass at the braking zone and somehow kept it from spinning. I reckon there was a fair bit of 5 cent, 50 cent induced talent right there. Jace Gilholm and Pete Matthews got involved in a lap 4 battle before Jace decided that's it, after getting a great run at a 130R, to make the pass stick going into Casio triangle. It was lap 6 when we saw Trevor Leonard getting so bored he decided to use the alternative pick to make things difficult. Watson was giggling over the radio in second, with Aaron Cooper keeping in touch in third. Smollercombe and Doyle and Ninnis had a great tussle for the minor positions towards the end of the race at about lap 8, with Smollercombe getting a bit out of shape as he came up on the back of Ninnis at the wrong time. Good avoidance by Doyle allowed the 3 to continue on. The worst of Leonard's stuff-ups happened at the exit of Casio Triangle on lap 9 towards the end of the race, which put Watson and Cooper ahead of him with a few laps left. Everyone was waiting for the time when he just got it back on the track and passed everyone quite comfortably, but that was still a few laps to go. The end of lap 10, start of lap 11, we saw a great mid-pack battle as Cookie comes back from the opening lap mishaps. Jace Gilholm had a slide through the last corner, which gave Cookie the opening he had been looking for, and as you can see, he managed to get the run, pulling alongside down the main straight. It looks a certain deal, but no, Jace fights back, entering turn 1, forcing Cookie to go slightly defensive to finish off the pass. Great clean racing, fellas. Lap 13, Watson was in line for the first win of the season, with Leonard just over a second behind. His crew chief had been giving updates on the fuel levels and out of the blue announced, "You're out of fuel." You can almost guess where that happened there. Needless to say, crew chief was fired for the next round as Watson had over 3 litres left once he finished the race. A little bit of distraction never hurt anyone, said Leonard. This allowed Leonard a simple romp into the winner's circle once more. So in the end, Leonard was handed another simple victory despite his best efforts to give it away. Cooper solidified his second position in the overall championship with another second at Suzuka. Lewis Parrin came in for a well-earned podium. After the last lap altercation with his crew chief, Watson finished in 5th position and threw all hope of overtaking Cooper in the championship out of the window. Lewis Parrin jumped ahead of Daniel Bailey in the overall standings as he has a round in hand, so might impose himself into a battle for 4th with Michael Neate. Surprise result puts Pete Matthews ahead of Gary Smallcombe, both with a round in hand. This week we'll see the first of the dropped rounds starting to kick in, and results will be critical for finalising positions. With a tricky and technical Brands Hatch GP coming up on the schedule next week, we could see some interesting changes in the ladder. If you would like to contact the Sandgroper Sim Racing community, you can do so via the iRacing League area. Just search for Sandgroper and it will pull up pretty quickly. You can also find us on Discord under the same name and via a Facebook page as well. Do a search for Sandgroper Sim Racing and you'll find everything you need. So join us next round to see who can master the UK's most loved racing circuit for round 10 of the Sandgroper Sim Racing Porsche Carrera Cup Championship.